What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Shout out to all those beginner investors and traders out there. Y'all already know who it is. And if you don't, Ficky, it's goodbye, Ray Valentine. You done pulled up to the black market. This is Hood Money Investing. I wanted to holler at those beginner investors and traders out there because I'm getting a couple of my peoples hitting me, asking me, yo, what the is going on? And this is because they just recently jumped in and they do not understand why the market is bleeding the way that it is. Listen, if you want a straightforward shooter that explains this with some understanding from a perspective of street intelligent angle, you might want to check out that guy, Lou versus Wall Street. Okay. He'll break some things down to you to help you see, the potential of GameStop and AMC, particularly AMC, And like I said, I would love AMC to go to 100K, but just being realistic, I just don't believe that, they will allow it based on everything that happened with GameStop. Now, I was ready to say Uncle Lou, but that's not it. It's Lou versus Wall Street. I was getting them mixed up with the other guy. Lou versus Wall Street definitely has interesting, opinion and has, credentials when it comes to the market, So you guys might want to go check him out. I'm just a beginner, man, but I'm just giving my opinion. And, right now, it's a fire sale. So to those beginner, investors and traders out there, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investing guru, but I am, invested in a few of these stocks that people are calling memes, so to speak. All right. And, right now I am, trying to deepen my positions in other stocks. And one of the reasons why, these stocks are fire red the way that they excuse me, is because, people are making sure that they have cash to cover their positions. One, and we're talking about these, institutions and people that have been shorting the company or whatever the case is. And they're also, people, because I had a friend of mine hit me, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? And he was telling me about how he happened to sell a bunch of his Apple stock to jump deeper into AMC. And I couldn't believe it because he's in love with Apple stock. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, what? I was like, I had the Acme face. You know what I'm saying? Like the cartoon eyes, like I couldn't believe it because he always talked about Apple, you know what I mean? Ever since, for years, you know what I'm saying? And for him to sell his position in Apple to deepen, his position in AMC, it kind of, says, or could we can assume that that's what a lot of other people were doing. They're trying to, get some cash so that they can dive deeper into AMC and catch that squeeze. So, we all know, based on it's a lot of people jumping on AMC at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And the capabilities that it has based on the technicals, the data, and how it's been shorted, over 1 billion shares. Like I said, I can clearly see those numbers could, skyrocket the share price into numbers that we've never seen, but, just with my, beginner knowledge and, the intelligence and common sense that I have, because I do deal with psychology when it comes to the market, because that was the best way for me to understand how this thing works. And when I happen to see firsthand how people react and how the market starts to react based on the people, that's how I started dictating my trades. And that, is one of the reasons why I think this will leave a lot of people, jaws on the ground, because they're being, excited, they're being, pumped up and put in this space to believe, since investors are like institutions like Charles and Schwab's and Fidelity and other brokerages and institutions and hedge funds are getting into AMC and going long. People are automatically they're assuming that it's going to go to 100K just based off of that. And people aren't thinking how much money that they are putting into AMC. So we're talking about, dwarf. This is going to dwarf, anything that we've ever seen if these hedge funds or institutions actually do get to buy hundreds of thousands of shares or millions of shares and it actually squeezes to 100K. Can you not, just think about how much money they would make, if it happened to go to that price. So just psychologically, based on what happened with Roaring Kitty, Mr. Gill, you all know him, deep effing value. Didn't he have to sit and, basically speak in front of Congress? And talk about, how he wasn't ramping up or, doing any inside trading because of how he happened to talk about GameStop to other enthusiasts. It's just like that was just one person that made 50 million and it didn't even go past $600. So this is the, perspective and, the understand, just a little bit that I'm trying to give people, just a little understanding, just from my beginner's perspective and, opinion. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying, if he had to stand in front of God, that was just one person, and you're talking about hundreds of thousands, millions of people preparing for the squeeze. It's just hard to believe that it'll go to 100,000. 5K or 10K, I can see that, but 100K, I just can't see it. And forgive me, now if people want to attack me for that, like I said, you need someone to blame, to put your fucking finger and say that's the bad guy. So what that make you? Huh? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide. See me? I don't have that problem. So say good night to the bad guy. Because I can think for myself. You need other people to do your due diligence. You need other people to do your work. So say good night to the bad guy. Okay. But nah, man, seriously. As we sit here and watch, we got some, that volume is at 64, million. We can't break past 13. Even though we jumped up there, it's looking like, we setting up for, a big rip. That's what it looks like. Because like I was saying, I can imagine that there are a lot of people doing what my friend did that I told you about, Apple. And then you have a bunch of these institutions jumping in as well, long on AMC. And this is just the reason why, I feel like beginners that have, a sound mind, that can look at both sides and not, judge and look at it from a logical perspective, I think you can see, where this is going. It's going to end up like GameStop. They need this amount of people to jump in so they can hold the price up, so it can jump that high, so that they can constantly keep making money swing trading it. I'm saying it now. We're going to be having this conversation in July. And remember, I'm just a beginner. Now, if it does reach past, like I said, 1,000, I can see it reaching up that high, 3, maybe to 10, maybe. And that's just to shock people, to keep people engaged, so that they can keep, accumulating funds and profit. But and then keep, dropping the price and buying back in at certain prices and letting it go back up because we're holding, thinking it's going to go to 100K, and they're just going to keep on, repeating that process until they feel the need to drop the price back down. So, I could just see a GameStop situation happening because GameStop was unprecedented. It was never before seen, and it was going to be the biggest squeeze. So for, like I said, us to be getting prepared for this one and them allowing us to, it just seems a little bit far-fetched to me. So, please tell me what you think. Drop it down in the comments. Right now, man, it's a good opportunity to buy. Tesla's down. I mean, Square is down. ARK Invest, the ETFs is down. I mean, everything is down right now. I mean, the market looked like, it just got into a fight with the young Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just looked like it got beat up down. So look at this. It's just fire red. You know what I mean? Only you can prevent forest fires. You know what I mean? By scooping up this stock, because, like when it comes back around, man, in September, October, November, it's going to be looking pretty good, man. That's just my opinion, but we'll see, but yeah, stay up on that, to those beginner investor traders out there. Y'all already know who it is, man. It's Vibrate Valentine. Just trying to give y'all some food for thought, and keep y'all calm and, balance through all this negativity, because believe me, I know what it's like to be, back and forth with your stocks in the beginning, but once you start seeing the patterns and you understand, that you have a future goal, and you're holding for the future and you're holding long, and your end game is to, build a portfolio that, or portfolios that, have, the future in mind, as far as tech and, whatever else you choose to pick. I don't think gambling with stock is a good idea. I just don't. I've never tried it. I don't know what it's like to just buy in because I think this is going to do this, and like, okay, well, it's going to go to 10,000. I heard it was going to go to 10,000, so I'm jumping in. That's just not my, I have a that same friend that I told you about with Apple. He has a uncle that does this. He jumps in and out of stocks based on, information and certain research, and he jumps in and out of plays. And I'm going to tell you a painful story right now. He was holding Dogecoin, right? And he was holding 700,000 Dogecoin. This was a month and a half ago when he decided to purchase Dogecoin. He had 700,000 Dogecoin. And this is what I'm trying to help you understand with gambling and jumping in and out of plays, because you feel like they're going to rip and just going to make you a lot of money, and then you could jump into another one. That's not investing. It's gambling. So what happened was he had 700,000. This is a true story. This is a true story. He had 700,000 Dogecoin under, I think, 3 cents or a penny, right? When it jumped to like 11 cents or something like that, he sold every last single Dogecoin because he didn't really do any more, homework on the possibilities of it going at least, to 50, 60 cent. Because if you really paid attention to the hype behind Dogecoin in the community, you had to know at that time, around the last month, say a month ago, you knew it was going to go over 10 cent, 20 cent. You knew. And, but this is what gambling does. He jumped out. I think he made like $17,000 or something like that. Profited like $16,000, $17,000. And what, like a week later, 2 weeks later, Dogecoin went up to like 50 cents, 60 cent. No more than 2 weeks later. So he basically missed out on, over $300,000-$400,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's just when you do things like that and you're just jumping in because of the hype and you're getting in and out, you can make a mistake that will really, really cost you. This same person, I'm gonna give you another one. This same person, and he had 2,000 shares of Neo at $2. At $2. And he didn't have it no longer than 7 months. Got tired of holding it. When it went to about $7, $8, something like that, he sold every last single share. Neo went up to $70, I believe, or higher. That's over 100K that he missed. And this is just within this last 11 months of trading and investing. True story. I'm not bullshit, you guys. So it's just like, that's the only reason why I'm doing this, man, so you guys can pay attention, man, and just make sure that you deal with the psychology of the market more than you try to engulf yourself in the technicals and the data, because that's the news and everything can be manipulated. So you have to deal with the psychology and how it's being presented, as far as the news and, why they could be doing this. And this is funny, everybody's buying this. So, with the news and everything with AMC, because they even said in one article about running away from AMC. And it's just like, come on, like everybody know at this moment what's about to take place with AMC. You know what I mean? So you'll be a fool not to, catch this wave, but all that 100K crap that people talking about, we'll see, because like I said, I'm a firm believer in, riding with the team. So I have a portfolio just for AMC, just in case it does. But, I'm not going to, lose out on profits waiting for it to go to 100K either, so that's just my opinion. Tell me what you feel about the market right now. Is it a time to buy? Is it time to flip, chip, Tostito dip, and Haagen-Dazs some of them stocks? And, let me know how you feel about this 100K price target. What's your prediction? Tell me how you feel, in the comments. Let me know. Do you really believe it's going to 100K? Because I'm not disagreeing. I just know the players in the field, and not know them personally, but I mean, from the way the system has always been, it's always put its foot on the, small men and women, the little guys, and the little gals, so that's just my opinion, but let's see if it goes to 100K, let's make these millions and change the world. You know what I mean? So this is Kavai Valentine. This is the block market. This is hood money investing, and let's see where this thing so we can get this money and keep investing.
They out there panicking right now. I can feel it. They out there. They're panicking. Look at them.
Now, you're not naive enough to think we're living in a democracy, are you, buddy? It's the free market. And you're part of it.
Something just came across my desk, John. It is perhaps the best thing I've seen in the last 6 months. If you have 60 seconds, I'd like to share the idea with you. You got a minute?
After everything we've done for you.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it. I won.
I lost. $1.
Thank you, Lewis.
After you.
Certainly.